gamers. We're back with another one. This time around, we're gonna be doing everything you need to know about Tughlaq Dynasty. Difficulty 2. 2, 1.5. I would say it's not too hard of a civ, but here we go. Let's get started. Tughlaq Dynasty is a variation of Delhi. Town centers, worker elephants, and docks provide bonus resources when villagers and fishing ships drop off. Worker elephants move freely and act as a universal resource drop-offs. So they do not have lumber camp, mining camp, or mill. They have elephants that basically move around like a gur, for example, from Mongol, but you don't need to unpack them and pack them. They just move around and drop off food. Which the moment I saw this, I knew it's going to be very strong, and it probably is very, very strong. All technology is more expensive, but research near instantly. So Delhi has free upgrades, but they research very slowly. Tughlaq Dynasty researches extremely fast. I think it's like 5 seconds, but I think they're 20% more expensive. Tughlaqabad Forts act as keeps and are available from the feudal age in age 2, which I'm going to show you guys in game. They can also be upgraded to increase defenses and unlocks governors. Select a governor at any fort to take dynasty to new heights. Governors provide economy, tempo, military, research, and religious bonuses. They use the word tempo. Interesting. Infantry units are able to construct palisade walls, like Delhi. Gather from berry bushes 30% faster, but it cannot gather from boar, like all the civs alike. Carry capacity increased to +3, and fishing ships can defend themselves without ranged attack. Now let's get into it, and let me show you guys everything there is to see about this new civilization. So, in my opinion, it's gonna be really, really strong, by the way. You can basically greed out quite heavily and then kind of get upgrades later, instantly. So even if you're behind on upgrades, you're not really behind because you can get them at any point. So let's get into it. So you spawn with 6 villagers and a worker elephant. And worker elephants are cute as fuck, as you can see right there. And the way it works is very simple. If you want to gather a resource, you can also build worker elephants in town center right here. So if you want to gather resources, oh, you can also, oh, I didn't know this. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, interesting. So you can make them with workers too, and they come out of town center. They do not cost supply, so 7 out of 10, as you can see. So they do not cost supply, but I'm pretty sure there is a limit to how many you can make. And we're gonna try to find that limit right now. So basically, these guys, they serve up as drop-off points. So if you want to gather berries, you go over here. If you want to gather, you know, deer, wood, whatever, you just put them there. Now, one interesting thing to note that I just realized, even though they have faster gather rate and carry capacity, I guess they cannot buff up berries like Abbasid, Delhi, and Ayubit can. So have that in mind. And the upgrades, as you can see, this is without cheat codes. So wheelbarrow, instead of costing 50, 150, it costs 60, 80, which is 20%. So if I click it, it's 5-second research time. So this is not with cheat codes, this is normal, okay? So this upgrade, survival techniques, 5 seconds, forestry, 5 seconds. And that makes them very deadly, and they can transition and get upgrades extremely, extremely quickly. So you can have up to 20 of these, as you can see. I cannot make more. So there's 20 limit. They do not have an attack, but they have 500 health. So I'm going to be honest straight away. There's probably a very high chance we are going to see these being used with armies to body block and to block damage, to block charges, because you're not going to need 20 of them, right? You might need some, but yeah, you're definitely going to be using them. And they don't cost supply, so why wouldn't you make them? So that's already a pretty interesting mechanic right here. Let's type the cheat code. And let's get started with the buildings. So as you see, they do not have a mill. There's no lumber camp. There's no mining camp. None of that. So basically, your lumber camp, mining camp is this, and this is where you get your eco upgrades. House is just a normal house. Nothing weird about that. farms. Again, they have normal farms, nothing crazy about that. In Dark Age, you can build a barracks, which you can produce spearmen, and later on in Castle, you can produce men-at-arms. Their spearmen are pretty normal, and once again, you can make walls with your infantry units like Delhi can. Next thing, you can obviously make the outposts, and I'm going to make a dock as well, just to show you how that works. But Dark Age is pretty straightforward. Nothing weird, nothing crazy. Towers are the same. I'm gonna remove in a jiffy because I want to show you something. 45 outposts, arrow slits, sprinkler placement, and cannon emplacement are not upgrades. They are emplacements. So Tughlaq Dynasty will not be researching these faster. As you can see, if I mouse over, arrow slits are 30 seconds, sprinkle 30 seconds, cannon 1 minute, and 45 outpost is 1 minute. So that's something to remember. Weapon emplacements are not upgrades. Okay, that being said, that is pretty much the Dark Age. They can also make fishing ships, and they have the attack just like Delhi ones do. And they have some unique upgrade right here, which we're going to check in a little bit. Now, once we go for the age up, we're going to have Tower of Victory and Dome of the Faith. Tower of Victory increases the attack speed of elephants by 15% when produced from buildings within influence. Dome of the Faith acts as a mosque and provides early access to healer elephants. We're going to go for the second landmark in each one just to show you what they do. So here we go. I think this one is obviously more interesting. Now you can produce imams as well, but you also have access to healer elephants, which cost 150 food, 155 gold, and when they come out, they do have an attack. So they have a siege attack, and they have a 15 melee attack, as well as 2 scholars at the top. And it says, grant 1 damage for each nearby melee infantry unit, which means if we have, let me make a couple of houses here. If we have 12 spearmen, let's say, this unit will deal 12 bonus damage. Can it heal itself? No, it cannot. I'm pretty sure it cannot. You have to have another elephant healing it. So basically, the more spearmen or the more infantry units you have, the more damage it is going to get. Now, this unit can fight, but it has a very slow attack speed. Obviously, you don't want to be sending this one forward to die first. It is strong. It has 450 health, 3 melee armor, 1 ranged armor, which is pretty weak. But at the same time, they are very expensive and they take up 3 supplies. So people are asking how much damage can it have. Well, we can test that right here. 67 spearmen, it has 67 damage bonus. Now, if you have multiple of them, you can also upgrade Piety, by the way, for 520 gold to increase their health further. All these elephants will have bonus 67 damage, which is quite a shit ton. But what is the downside to this? Well, they're expensive. Number 2, they have low ranged armor. And number 3, this army is going to get destroyed by mass archers. So while it looks cool, I would probably say it's a lot better against like knights and horsemen. But if you already have mass infantry, like spearmen, you already counter knights and horsemen. So it's a bit of a weird one. I mean, you can look at it kind of like a knight, more expensive knight, but at the same time, it is very slow, so it's not like you're going to be raiding with this, you know, and like harassing your opponent. It is a heavy melee cavalry, and you look at it more like you want to use it as a healer, but it can also attack, rather than it's a fighting unit if I bring a lot of units next to it. So I would imagine getting this army in feudal age is going to be quite a long time, because you need to make a crap ton of them. So, yeah. Yeah, it says for each nearby melee infantry unit, which means that only spearmen and men-at-arms give it this buff. Archers do not. So, there we go. And you also have imams, which can just heal, so nothing weird there. And other upgrades are not available, which also means we cannot capture sacred sites with Tughlaq Dynasty in feudal age. I'm going to send both of them there just so you guys can see, but yeah, you cannot capture a sacred site in feudal, so it's not like Delhi in that sense. Can I show the heal amount? Sure. Let's go. There's a border right here. If we look at the dock, again, we have I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna remove the cheat code. We have Bagla, Dough, and Explosive Dough, which is basically same ships that every Civ has. Again, if you look, even the fishing or the water upgrades take 5 seconds and they're 20% more expensive. So this is without cheat code. You can see how fast it researches. Arrow Slit is not an upgrade. It's a weapon in placement technically, or naval technology weapon in placement, whatever. So it does not take 5 seconds. It takes 30 seconds and it's normal cost. Now, there's a thing right here. Generating enhancement assistance from worker elephants increases resource dropped off to 5%. So, let's see. So if you drop off food, I'm assuming it just drops off extra, right? Yeah, it drops off extra food. And I'm gonna send these elephants here. I don't think you can increase that in any way. This is their economic bonus that we saw when I was in the lobby. Now this upgrade right here is Tughlaqabad Fort Overwatch, unique to their dynasty. Increase the production speed of nearby docks by 30%, arrow slits damage by 2, and weapon range by 1 tile. So let's make a couple of more docks just to see how this works, because I actually don't know. Meanwhile, we can look at the healing from the elephant right here. Okay, I'm gonna get hit one more time and then we run away. I'm pretty sure the healing is just... Wow, they have ranged healing? Oh, this is the circle that they heal in. Holy! Okay. Wow, okay, that's strong. That's strong. It's 2 scholars healing. That is strong. So you definitely want to keep these alive in the back like this. Like while your army's fighting, you can just do this. Holy, they can heal while moving too. Okay, that is very, very strong. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, that is very strong. Now, here we go. The resource drop off. You can see that the docks still only have 5%, so they don't drop off more if you bring worker elephants next to it or something like that. And also the town center drops off 5% extra resources, and I think you drop off 5% extra on the healer, sorry, not the healer elephants, the worker elephants as well. Yeah. Let's look at this upgrade. So it says, increase the production speed of nearby docks by 30%, arrow slits damage by 2, and weapon range by 1. So we're gonna get it. Okay, so now, increases the production speed of nearby docks. Weren't my docks producing 30 seconds as well? So what did I increase? Am I dented? You need forts. Oh, I thought... Oh, the forts increase the production of nearby docks. Okay, I see now. Okay, okay. Okay, cool. Let's get arrow slits on these two. We'll make a fort a little bit later. So yeah, Dome of the Faith has Piety, which can increase the health of these guys as well. Crackety don't look, but they do have 82 damage in feudal. And the worker elephants have professional scouts, which is probably Dej. And then they have woven baskets. Villager resource gather rate increased by 5%. Bonus resources dropped off at worker elephants, town centers, and docks increased to 10%. So, Tughlaq Dynasty does not have horticulture, double broadaxe, and they don't have specialized pick, which means that this is their eco upgrades that affects all 3 types of eco bonuses. So like for horticulture, they're going to gather all resources 5% faster. They're going to drop off all resources 10% extra. So think about like China and Jushi Legacy with Imperial officials. You kind of want to get these upgrades pretty much ASAP because it just buffs all your villagers and fish ships if you have. And then the next rank, villager resource gather rate is increased by another 5%. The drop-off bonus resources that you drop off on elephants, TCs, or docks, pretty much anywhere, is increased to 15%, and I'm assuming the Imperial one is 20%. So whenever you drop off, gold, you get 20% extra dropped off on top of that. And now, yeah, it upgrades docks as well. So you can see now it's 10%, in Castle it would be 15, and then in Imperial it would be 20. Now, I wonder if traders on water also give bonus 20%. I would assume they do, right? 20% is a lot. 20% is a lot, but they also, what's it called? They don't have individual upgrades, right? So like other civs have like horticulture, which is 10-15%. Then they have double broadaxe. Then you have level 1, level 2, level 3. They only increase the gathering speed by 5%, 5%, 5%. They drop off more. So that's kind of, yeah, to balance that out, I guess. We're going to upgrade those. We can build an archer range. We can build a stable. We can build a market over here. We can build a blacksmith, just to show you guys that in a jiffy. We'll turn that on. TC is standard cost, so nothing weird there. It's just, yeah, standard TC cost. Textiles also is cost increased, and it also takes 5 seconds. If you don't see the upgrade time, by the way, it's because I have the cheat code turned on, so you won't be able to see it. Traders, market, everything is normal, nothing crazy there. And once again, if we turned off the cheat code, upgrades for blacksmith are all 5 seconds. So you're getting attacked or you're about to attack somebody, you just queue up these two, and in 10 seconds, they're both completed. Okay? So, boom, boom, and now you're ready to fight. Or you want to do fast siege engineering, you just research it because it takes 5 seconds, but it is more expensive. Okay? Next thing, we have archers right here. And as you can see, I'm going to move these guys away. As you can see, the archers do not give bonus damage to the elephants. Only melee infantry does. So the archers are pretty normal. Nothing special about them. I'm going to get all the upgrades as well. And in the end, in the stables, that is, we have another new unit, which is Raider Elephants. These are the elephants that are basically replacing horsemen. They cost 200 food and 40 wood. And they do 19 damage per hit, plus 18 versus range, plus 18 versus siege. And they also have the spearman damage, I would assume. We would have to see that, but I think it works like any other elephant where the elephant attacks and the spearman attacks as well. So it's a 1/6 movement speed. Other horsemen are 188, so have that in mind. I don't know how good these are going to be at raiding, but they have an ability, which is Trample. So if you use Trample, it's going to start trampling, and what it does, the elephant enters a frenzied rage for 6 seconds. While in rage, the elephant can trample through any units, dealing 4 damage every 0.5 seconds to anything within a range. Which means they can move through units like cataphracts. So it works like this. You activate it, and then you just run them through the enemy units, and they do splash damage. So you might see movements like this in games where you can kind of run through units and all that. So we're going to be testing all these. They cost 200 food and 40 wood, and they take 2 supply. So there you go. Last but not least, we got maybe the most important thing of this civilization, other than obviously a lot of elephants. You have a new mechanic that is going to be the Tughlaqabad Fort. Okay? This fort costs only stone, and it takes 2 minutes and 5 seconds to build, and it is a keep. So you can build keeps in feudal age. They cost 425. Now, obviously, if I turn off the cheat codes, they're going to be producing a lot longer. So I'm going to put it right here just so you guys can see. So you're not going to speed build it in like a second. They are going to take quite a lot to build. And once you do finish them, let me turn it back on. Once you do finish them, now this is the complicated part about the civ, so pay attention, okay? It might get confusing. It is a little bit, but it's also not, okay? So, number 1, there are a couple of different upgrades. So you can see you can make economic elephants in here too, but I guess you can make them forward and then for them to block or whatever. You can make springled emplacement, cannon emplacement, and you cannot get arrow emplacement, obviously, because it's a keep, right? And there's 3 buttons right here. So let's talk through them. So there's the upgrade number 1, and it's a defensive upgrade. So I guess it counts like weapon emplacement. Attackers of the Tughlaqabad Fort are struck by fear, reducing their attack speed by 30% while targeting the fort. So not while near the fort, while targeting the fort. Okay? So if enemy tries to torch down your thing, it's gonna slow down the attack speed quite nice. So yeah, and it's also 150 gold, so I would say that's pretty cheap. And then you have Shahi Walls. Now, we're not going to talk about this yet, but this upgrades your fort into the next level. Why am I not talking about this next? We're going to talk about governments first. And you can see here, we're in feudal and you cannot capture sacred sites. Okay. So once you go here, once you build the fort, you can select a governor. Okay. And this is the upgrade that we got earlier, by the way. This is the upgrade that we got earlier on the dock. Increases the production speed of nearby docks, air slits damage by 2, and weapon range tile by 1. So I guess this is for water maps, for you to put it here and then the docks produce faster, right? That's the dock upgrade. Now, once we go appoint a governor, this thing opens up. So I have shown you guys the screenshots of this a while back. There are 6 governors, okay? So this is where it gets a bit complicated, but not really. So you see these numbers 6, 9, 13, right? And 12, 20, 28, 20, 35, 50, 15, 30, 50. That is depending on which level the fort is at, okay? That's it. That's the only thing that matters. So don't be confused, right? So those are the numbers. Basically, the higher you upgrade the fort, the more powerful the governor in that fort is. So you have this Tughlaqabad Fort automatically recruits up to 6/9/13 powerful Ajmer warriors, which are more powerful when close to Tughlaqabad Forts. This is a defensive one. There's the food one, tempo, economic, religious tech. Let's just get this one, just so you guys can see what it looks like. This does not cost any resources. Once you pick it, this is very important. Once you pick it, and you can see it's automatically now recruiting Ajmer warriors. Once you pick a governor, it's gone. You cannot pick it again. Okay, this is very important. So you cannot have multiple same governors. Okay, so right now this one is producing these guys, and these guys are Tughlaqabad protectors. Requires no population space to field, but rapidly loses strength when straying through far away from the presence of Tughlaqabad Fort. They have 13 damage. They have 5/5 armor, so they're very, very strong. Wow, they're actually crazy strong. This is feudal age, by the way. 5/5 base armor. This fort, depending where you make your fort, is going to be very important which governor you take. So if I am defending sacred sites and I'm going for sacred site victory, maybe I get a fort here and I upgrade the Ajmer warrior one so that we can get these guys to help with holding the sacred sites. But like the thing says, if you move them away too far from the Tughlaqabad Fort, they will start becoming weaker. And as you can see, they lost their armor and now they're also losing HP as well. And they're losing armor and HP, it says. So you can see they're not actually losing health, like dying, but their total health is decreasing. Look at this, 146. Now the armor is 4. 131. So you can attack with them, but you can't use them to attack the enemy base, because by the time they get there, they're basically gonna move. They're moving super slow and they'll have no armor and no HP. Now let's take them back. I kind of wonder what happens if I bring them back, because I actually don't know. Let's see, we're bringing them back. They're not in range yet. They're still losing stats. I'm pretty sure this gets triggered once you're out of the range. Yeah, they're still losing. So I'm pretty sure you kind of have to stay within this to not lose stats. We're sending them back. Now their armor is... Oh, we're back. Okay, so this is the range approximately. There you go. And now they're back to their original HP and movement speed and armor. So there you go. And you can have 6 of these. Remember, because we took this one, you can have 6 of them. If you upgrade the fort, you'll have 9. If you upgrade it again, you'll have 13. Okay? Yeah, you could probably do some kind of weird cheese by doing a fort rush on the opponent and taking the taking this governor and then just rallying them in the opponent's TC or something. I don't know. What if one dies? I mean, I'll show you. When one dies, the other one just gets remade. And they're free, so they build automatically. So you can just put them on like patrol like this or something, where they just go around the keep and defend. So Mind you, a tower has 750 HP, right? An upgraded tower with 45 outposts has 1750 HP. This fort has 2000 HP. So, yeah, have that in mind. Now, once we upgrade this Tughlaqabad Fort with another default arrow, increases arrow damage by 2, arrow range by 1 tile, and unlocks the second level of the governor benefit. Increases health by 1.5k and fire armor by 3. So this is basically like a strong tower that has no fire armor, as you can see. So this will be very easy to die in Feudal Age by just units like right-clicking it. But once you upgrade it, the upgrade costs 350 stone, by the way. So you need to build it, which is 425 stone, and then the upgrade costs 350 stone. So if you think you're just gonna crank these forts everywhere and you're just gonna max upgrade them, good luck with that. Because, yeah, that's not happening. That's, to get level 1 fort costs 800 stone almost, 775 stone, right? So once we upgrade it, these guys have same stats. Their stats did not change, but now you can have up to 8 of them. Red Brick Bastion. This is, again, you're upgrading the 4th to basically be a keep. So it gives it another default arrow, increases arrow range by 2, arrow range tile by 1, and unlocks the 3rd level, and increases HP and fire armor as well. So you can see the range is a bit longer now. We're gonna get that too, just so I can show you guys what that looks like. And now this is the highest you can upgrade it in Feudal Age. To have 5000 HP, but obviously it is quite a bit, right? Upgrading it once and building it is basically like a second town center, just to put in perspective, right? And obviously the look changes, so it went from this potato fort to like looking cool. Now, if you want to upgrade it again, requirements compound of the defender. Now, this is the interesting thing. So did you guys notice we are now level 3, right? Interesting thing is, if you look here, it says 6, 9, 13, right? So you're wondering, what is this last upgrade? So this is the, I don't know how to pronounce this, Ajmer Benefactor. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I might be wrong, I'll check this in a second, unless they changed it. You can only get one of these. And it's basically like a level 4 upgrade, and a level 4 upgrade is just buffing you to the next level. So I'm going to show you that in a little bit. If we look at the other governors, by the way, it works the same way, as in you get a governor appointed and then you take you upgrade it, or you don't need to upgrade it, or whatever. So for example, I'm going to build a fort right here, just so it's a little bit to the side, and these are the Amir warriors now spawning constantly from this fort. We have now built the Tughlaqabad Fort next to the docks, and now they all produce within the range of this fort. They produce faster, and their arrow slit damage is increased as well as 1 range on the docks. So let's say this is behind our base, because I don't have any space behind our base. We can go for, let's say, Governor of Bhakkar. Farms and houses within this Tughlaqabad Forts aura each generates 12, 20, 28 food per minute. Becomes a food drop-off location. So this is a very interesting one, because now if you put farms like this governor will give you passive food income by every building that is next to it. If I'm not mistaken, I might be misremembering this. Corwin is in the chat, so you can correct me. But only these ones count. I'm pretty sure. These ones. The corner ones do not count. Corvinus, can you confirm that? Thank you very much. It should be, what, 8 times 12? Yeah, but it's only these, right, Corvinus? It's only these 8. The corner ones don't count, I think. We'll see now. But basically, you can either build houses, or you can build houses, farms or houses. So if you have enough farms, or maybe this fort is closer to the enemy, you can just build houses around it and you will do the same thing. Corner does count, says Corvinus. Okay, corner does count. There we go. I'm assuming this doesn't count. We'll check. We'll check for the science, right? Now, if we upgrade it once again, it's going to go to 28 food per minute. So this is just a food keep. And I'm assuming in the perfect world, whenever you're playing Tughlaq Dynasty, once you start transitioning to farms, it would be very good for you to have a setup like this, okay? So we're going to make all this around, and then we're going to check in a little bit. Other than that, the next one that you do have, and by the way, they have visuals here. So if you're an opponent and you're scouting your Tughlaq Dynasty enemy, you can see which governors he upgraded. This is farming one, this is the defensive one, and so on and so forth. So you can see 300 food per minute, and again, have in mind this costs quite a bit to get. Now, you can have as many of these as you want, I'm pretty sure, but obviously you can only get 6 governors. So that is very, very important. So right now, let's go for the next one. We can go governor of Jalor. Cavalry trained within the influence of Tughlaqabad Fort or Tower of Victory produce units with 20, 35, or 50 more health, which means that if you have this, as it says, you can see there's the influence right there. We don't have Tower of Victory, but you can have your cavalry now. Once the elephants come out, they will have 20 bonus HP. If I upgrade it twice, this one does not get the bonus, what is it, 50 HP? Only the new ones you make will now give you 50 bonus HP. So this one is like, I mean, it's pretty good. The thing is, if this was on horsemen, that's OP, and on lancers, this is a lot stronger, because any unit that already has base really high HP, percentage-wise, it's not as big of an upgrade, but this on lancers would be quite nice, and if you had normal horsemen, which you don't. So, as you can see, we can have a bunch of these forts, and I can upgrade these forts, right? But you cannot appoint governor to all of them. So this is very, very important. Now, watch this. On this one, where I have the governor, there's an upgrade. But on this one that I don't have the government appointed to, there is no 4th level upgrade, which I'll show you in a second. Oh, this is individual. Oh, okay. The Curse of Aulia is individual per keep, so you have to upgrade them individually if you want it. That's pretty cool. Over here, food per minute is 336 with the keep, the 4th being level 3. So it's a level 1 when you build it, and we upgraded it twice. So it's level 3, and it gives 336 food per minute, 252, maybe averages around 300. You guys can do the maths. Right now, it is 28 food per minute, and it averages, it should be only 10 farms, right? So if I am correct, I'm not sure which 10, but these shouldn't matter, and we can probably delete these, and the income should not change. We'll see in a second. So you cannot make a massive farming eco. Kind of has to be like this. Okay. So let's do the next fort so I can show you guys the other governors. Governor of Multan. Town centers gain 15, 30, 50% production speed. Which means if we get this to level 3, our TCs now produce villagers in 13 seconds. Wait, shouldn't it be less? Am I dented? Okay. All right, never mind. I am dented. Never mind, I am dented. So 13 seconds per TC. So this is if you're going for some kind of, you go fort into second TC. I don't know the builds with this civ. That's something you can go for. And once again, it shows right here what it does. Next one, we have Governor of Sehwan. Religious. Relics and sacred sites generate 20% additional gold. Units healed by healer elephants gain 10%, 15%, 20% damage for 10 seconds. Once again, that is pretty good. I would say, again, I haven't played, but I feel like this is obviously it's a fighting one, right? So if you go for some kind of feudal all-in with elephants, this can be something you go for this, or you can use it later on for relics or sacred sites or whatever. But I would prefer to get some of these other ones instead earlier on, but who knows, maybe there's going to be some good all-in build with this. And then the last governor that I'm going to show you is the governor of whatever. Reduces the cost of research technologies by 15, 20, 25%. Does not apply to emplacements, which doesn't reduce the cost of this or the cost of the towers. But any economic upgrade or blacksmith upgrade is now having the cost reduced. So normal cost for other civs for this one is usually 100 and then 250 gold. But now because Tughlaq has 20% increase, and now we just got this governor that decreases it. Now we're landed on that. Boom. So there we go. Forts are explained. That's how they work. That's how they operate. And what is important. Now I'm going to remove this one just to show you guys. This is the relic generating more gold one. If you lose a fort, you can no longer get that governor at all. That's it. It's gone forever. So you cannot get it again. Okay? Doesn't matter if you build it again here, it's gone. So you cannot lose these forts once the governor is appointed. I think you can. How? Oh, you can! Wait, they changed that. Holy shit. Okay, I'm dented. I clicked on this one. Okay, they changed that. I'm pretty sure this is not how it used to be. I might be wrong though. Okay, fake news. Fake news. Okay, here we go. You can take it again. I am pretty sure they actually changed that. If I remember correctly, the way it used to be is that once you lose the fort, it's Jover. If you lose it, you can just appoint a governor again, but obviously you would have to upgrade it twice to reach to what it was. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, some things that I know about the DLC have changed over time. So that's why I'm trying to double read everything. But I was pretty sure this one is gonna stay in the way it was. But there you go. So you can appoint governor immediately. Okay, poggers. Oh yeah, we upgraded this one too. So now it's 25% cost reduction and now it's 90 to 25. Alright, that being said, I think we can move on to the Castle Age. So let's do it. Oh yeah, this one, yeah, so you can only fit 12 farms, but only 10 of them should be giving income, right? Or maybe it is more, because it says 336, but it also drops off down to 250 or something. I don't know if it's going to do it again. 252? Maybe it's just as it's giving the resources drops down and that's it. I'm not sure. And all this is in feudal. I mean, yeah, all this is in feudal, but this costs like probably 10,000 stone to do. So yeah. Okay, so next one is gonna be the Compound of the Denter, aka Defender. Reduces stone cost of buildings by 20%, unlocks an additional upgrade to each Tughlaqabad Fort. Okay. Okay, this was also changed. Okay, this was also changed. I'm glad I read that. So it used to be that you can only get one of these, but now it seems like you can get it on every fort, but it requires this landmark. So what Compound of Defender does is it reduces the cost of buildings by 20%, and you get another unlock on each fort to level 4, basically. So look what it does. For the food one, Bhakkar bonus, when generating food, an additional 20% is generated as stone. So we're gonna upgrade it. And now we got that stone, baby. So it should start generating stone in a second. And that's the level 4 upgrade. Oh, there it is. It's showing 16 per minute, but it should be higher, right? It probably needs to tick a few more times. We'll check back on that. So basically the only thing that this landmark gives you is the ability to further upgrade your forts, which is not an instantaneous value. So have that in mind. The cavalry one, cavalry trained with influence, produce units with 65 more health. So this is just, it gives even more health to your cavalry. If we go to the benefactor, reduces the cost of researching technologies by 35%. Let's get that. Sehwan benefactor, healing rate of healer elephants increased by 50%. Boom. Multan bonus, town centers gain 75% production speed. Ajmer bonus, Ajmer warriors gain 50% more health and reinforce 50% faster. Holy! Wow. Wait, did we have another one? I think that's it, right? That's 6, 4, 5, 6. And the stone income is 67 stone per minute. Yeah, this one is quite strong, but you gotta put it in a good place. You gotta put it like next to, like imagine putting this next to a big gold or something. So you can get 6 to level 4. Mosque from Castle Age, and we can build Siege Workshop, which I'm gonna show you guys right now. Mosque, obviously, you have the herbal medicine you can research. Boop. You can research, upgrade veteran spearmen, veteran archers, veteran elephants, which we are gonna do too. Boop. Now they're upgraded, and now they do 24 damage per hit and got 285 HP. Now the damage from the trample is not increased, right? It was 4 damage every 0.5 seconds earlier too. So there you go. Triple time! In the dock over here, we got all the regular upgrades, and again, they finish pretty quick, and they're pretty cheap now too, because they recently got buffed as well. What else do we have? We have the Sprinkled upgrade, nothing new about that. You can make men-at-arms, nothing new about that. You can make crossbows, standard stuff. Now, you can make elephants, war elephants, and lancers. I want to show you this. So if you make elephants or war elephants out of this fort that has the cavalry upgrade, they now have plus 65 HP. But if you make lancers, lancers will have 295 HP. So that's obviously really, really good for your knights, right? We have another thing right here, which is a new unit, and that new unit is the Sprinkled Elephant. That's right. Balista Elephant, ranged plus 12 versus melee infantry. So it does a shit ton of damage, but it is very expensive. So it costs 300 food and 350 gold. And just to show you what it looks like when it shoots. So, by the way, you can shoot and then you can move to recharge the attack and then shoot again, which is very, very important. So I'm going to show you right here. So if I shoot this boar, I can now move while it's recharging. So you can actually micro them way better than you can micro them on normal Springles. Okay, I'm failing it, but you know, because normal Pringles need to basically unpack and then move and then set up again and all that. These guys just shoot and you can instant move them. Yeah, you don't see the reload, so you're gonna have to get good. So yeah, you can't repair them with a villager, but I'm pretty sure you can heal them. And another thing is you cannot pick up relics with these, by the way. So in order to pick up relics, you need to get imams to pick them up. These elephants cannot. You can see there's no wall of law button as well. So if we bring these elephants together, you can see that they count as a unit, okay? They do not count as a siege. It counts as heavy cavalry elephants. So there you go. The healing is insane. Yeah, I mean, we have level 4 healing one, which increases the healing by 50%, I think. Oh yeah, wait, does it get... Wait, that's a good question. Does it get extra HP? It does. Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point, yeah. So they do get extra HP if you build them next to the cavalry one. That's it for the Castle Age. We have this upgrade that I mentioned earlier, which is just economic upgrade to basically keep up with the other civs in terms of income. And then, last but not least, we have Imperial Age. Hisar Academy acts as madrasa, which is their university. We're gonna build it right here. Generates 50 food and 50 gold per minute for every active governor. Which means I should be getting 300 food and 300 gold per minute because I have 6 of them, right? And I'm not sure if you get it like right here. Oh, there it is. Needless to say, by the way, you do not need to put scholars to increase research time like Delhi or anything like that. You cannot even garrison scholars in Dome with the Faith. So if you are making imams in feudal, you are making them to heal or to fight with. So yeah. You also have tight barns, which is pretty regular. You have a new upgrade. Upgrade healer elephants to elite healer elephants. So we're gonna build a couple right here. And by the way, I am assuming that if this was next to the fourth, it would also get bonus HP, right? Because it's heavy melee cavalry. So have that in mind. So now we can upgrade them. And now they have 612 health. They do 16 damage. Holy guacamole. But that's not all, kids. Let's upgrade them fully. Let's juice them up to the max. Let's get everything to the max. They're hand cannoneers, by the way. They're normal. Nothing crazy about them. Let's upgrade these units too. What else we got? Upgrade Balista Elephants into Elite Balista Elephants. So they will have 18 damage, 12 versus melee infantry. Once you upgrade them. Ooh, they look good. Oh my god, they look clean. They do 20 damage plus 14 versus melee infantry. Oh, they look good right there, boy. All the other upgrade. Wait, does this increase their movement speed? 1 movement speed? No, it does not. So the movement speed in the Siege Workshop does not increase movement speed of the Balista Elephants. And last but not least, let's get our university upgrades completed. Which means our healer elephants have 735 HP. And they have 8 ranged armor. Wait, why do they have 8? Wait, why do they get 4 extra ranged armor and 2 melee armor? Is it from the War Elephant upgrade? Oh, it is. Right? So War Elephants have 1,327 HP. Raider Elephant got 600 HP. Lancers in Imperial got 419 HP. Scouts. Oh my god, the Scouts have 219 HP. Wow. Now again, if I had the fort next to this landmark, it will also be producing with 65 more HP as well, right? So yeah, now we can get cannon emplacement and sprinkled emplacement on these as well. Yeah, healer elephants can capture the sacred sites, but they cannot capture. They can capture sacred sites in castle like imams, but they cannot get relics. So yeah, they don't have AOE healing. The elephants do not have AOE healing. They have 2 mounted imams that individually heal allied units. Okay, so the aura is how far they can heal, because the unit doesn't need to be in melee to heal. They need to be within this area for the imams to heal them. Okay, so that's it. Now we're gonna show you quickly the other landmarks, and we're gonna end it up with everything you need to know about Tughlaq Dynasty. Okay, the colors look really pretty on them. Okay, in a jiffy, we're just gonna show you the landmarks. So Tower of Victory. Again, you do not need to connect their buildings like Delhi does, unless you are making them within the influence of the fourth or Tower of Victory for bonuses. So Tower of Victory increases the attack speed of elephants by 15% when produced from buildings within the influence. So if we make stables here, and we make Raider Elephants, which I'm supply capped, so we'll make them in a second. Now they will have more attack speed, so you can see they have 2.04 attack speed and 112. So there's that, and I am assuming this also works on Balista Elephants, which we're going to test in a second. Another thing that I might have mentioned or might have forgotten, they do not have Tower War Elephants, which are the ranged elephants that Delhi has. So that's something to have in mind. I also want to try something here. So if we go for... Where is it? This one. Okay, so the keep does not work on TC. I wanted to try if you can get worker elephants buffed up, but you cannot. It does not work. Okay. Now if we make this elephant will not only have Tower of Victory attack speed, but also it will have health increased by 50. So if you're going Tower of Victory and some kind of elephant-based play, you want to make sure these two are... Actually, you don't need both in range, right? I'm pretty sure, give me a second, I'm pretty sure if you make it even here, you will get it, as long as it's in influence. Yeah, so as long as the elephant that is being produced is from stables that is in the influence of any influence, basically, that your civ has, it will get the bonus. So it doesn't have to be next to keep, I think. It can be, let's check. We'll delete it. Yeah, the influence is on both Tower Victory and the fourth. So if you make it over here, it gets the Tower Victory attack speed and the Governor for the extra HP. And it's only on newly trained units. House of Learning grants no immediate bonus other than advancing to the next stage, but it contains many unique technologies. Oh, damn! 5 new technologies. Okay. So here we go. Elephant Caretakers. Elephants regenerate 2 health every 2 seconds when out of combat. Okay. Bonus damage dealt by elephants is increased by 30%. Okay, one thing that I gotta explain to people, because I feel like some people may not know. Bonus damage is, you see this ranged plus 18 and siege plus 18? That's the bonus damage. So if I were to get this upgrade, you will see that the task damage is still 18, but the bonus damage went to 23 on both of those things, okay? So this is also going to work on Balista Elephants, War Elephants, or Raider Elephants as well. Elephants move 10% faster, okay. Regenerate out of combat. So these upgrades are just, oh my god, look at this now! 176 movement speed. Holy, now it's zooming. Okay, now it's zooming. Kanda drills. Kanda trading improves men-at-arms charge duration by 3 seconds and increases damage of their charge attack by 100%. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so maybe some kind of Dome of Faith, Healer Elephants, Mass Men-at-Arm combo or something like that. And then we have Neza training. Spearman damage against cavalry increased by 35% and production speed increased by 50%. Damn. Okay, so if you go for any type of elephant spearman, elephant man-at-arm play, you definitely want to go for House of Learning. But then you don't get access to level 4 fort upgrades, none of them, because it requires Compounded Defender. But then, if you age up to Imperial with Palace of the Sultan, so what it does is appoint a governor to the Palace of the Sultan and immediately gain their 4th bonus benefactor. Ah, okay. Okay, so this is basically you get a free maxed out governor. So now you could go with, you know, this, which is gonna, yeah, give them the full buff. Okay, I see how it is. To be fair, I feel like this is more for like, the Madrasa is really good because it gives you 300 gold, 300 food per minute. But I feel like sometimes this can get you out of trouble. Like if you know, age up and, I don't know, you want to get like all the tech super cheap, you can go for this immediately, or you want to transition to farms or whatever else, you know. Or if you're missing workers, you can basically go for this and do 2 TCs and kind of have like a Palace of Stabi or something like that. So, yeah. I feel like the other one may be better. But at the same time, one thing you guys have to realize, you're most likely, like 90%, you cannot have all 6 forts with all 6 governors upgraded to level 4. Like, that is just way, way, way too expensive. So, have that in mind. And then last thing we're gonna check is if the Balista Elephants get these as well. And yes, they do. So Balista Elephants also get improved attack speed by 50%, health increase from the governor, and it gets Mahout's Mahouts, which is increased elephant movement speed, so now it has a movement speed of 1.1 instead of 1. So there it is. That was, ladies and gentlemen, everything you need to know about the Tughlaq Dynasty, the daily variant that is coming in this new DLC, or came out depending when you're watching this video. DLC is coming on November 4th. So I hope you guys learned something new. There's obviously big differences between Delhi and Tughlaq Dynasty. So I would say if you know how to play Delhi, you're not necessarily going to know how to play this civ. But that's the great thing about it. It's very unique. It's very cool. We got some new units with it, new landmarks, new systems with the governor system. So that's pretty cool. So if you're watching in the YouTube video form, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope you learned something new. And I hope you learned everything you need to know. And if you're watching live, let's keep going.